Top priorities. Audience members wanted to know what are your top 2 or 3 priorities that would be your day one in office starting points, pointing to issues from immigration to policing, Rikers Island, mental health treatment, plans for the MTA and transportation deserts, housing and homelessness. Audience members want to know, can you describe what issues you'd prioritize in your first days in office and why? Please begin.
Thank you, Ben. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Oh, come on, you can do better than that. Good evening. All right, we're at Cooper Union. This is a place to be loud and for people's civil rights, yes? And it has been for a long time. Obviously, since Abraham Lincoln spoke in here, this is a critical place of showing up for civil rights, so I am very grateful to New York Civil Liberties Union and NAACP because we are in a time of emergency on civil rights. So one very top priority is going to be to stand up and fight Donald Trump on behalf of the civil rights of New Yorkers, our immigrant neighbors, our trans siblings. So, when Donald Trump and Elon Musk stole $80 million from New York City, I uncovered it. I forced the mayor into court to fight to get it back. That is the kind of leadership that I am going to bring. To demand that we stand up for our students like Dylan, make sure that they can't arrest high school students, that they can't arrest people for speaking out, for writing op-eds. We must show up. So that is number one. But we can't stand up and fight Donald Trump for our values if we're not living up to our values. That's why I've got plans to end street homelessness for people with serious mental illness, because we're not living up to our values when thousands of our mentally ill neighbors are sleeping on the streets, to build enough affordable housing that Black and Latino and working class families aren't getting pushed out of our city. I'll be a mayor who fights Donald Trump to stand up for our rights and govern the city better so we can live up to our values. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. It's such a pleasure to be here. When I look around our city today, the most expensive city in the United States of America, I am reminded that freedom, civil rights, they are only as good as our ability to exercise them. And I think of the words of Dr. King from decades ago who asked, what good is having the right to sit at a lunch counter if you can't afford to buy a hamburger? So to this question, my focus is going to be on making this city affordable. From the very first day of my administration, I am going to live up to the understanding that social justice without economic justice is like clapping with one hand. And that's why it's going to be on delivering the platform I've been running on for 7 months. A platform to freeze the rent for more than 2 million rent-stabilized tenants, to transform the slowest buses in the country into ones that are fast and free, and to deliver universal childcare to each and every New Yorker, whether their child is 6 weeks or 5 years of age. And we do all this as we understand that our city is under attack on the inside by this affordability crisis and on the outside by the Trump administration. And we show New Yorkers that our politics can be more than just that which is against Washington, D.C., but also that which is for the working class New Yorkers we've been pricing out of this city. We can do them at the same time.
Well, it's great to be here with all of you, and I'll get right to the point. I am tired of minimalism. I'm tired of our government, federal, state, and city telling us what we can't do, what we can't expect. And it's time to turn the tables. We need to have a city that lives to our potential, not the insiders, not the developers, not the people who dictate the terms of elections. We can upend them in a few weeks. And for me, day one priority will be making sure that people from all over the world can come here and get educated, and then stay here and raise families, can be part of New York's life. We don't push people out. When you become a New Yorker, you are ours forever, and the next mayor has to keep you here. This is not my first rodeo, as all of you know. I was there in the movie Trump Won. But I will tell you, he's better than he was. He's smarter. He's more determined to bring down the social safety net of a big city, and New York is the target. We cannot play checkers with this guy. We have to play chess. And I'm going to use my 30 years of experience as a legislator, as borough president, as a chief city fiscal officer for 8 years, to draw the line in the sand. That man, that schmuck, is not going to take us down.
Good evening. Good evening to President Eljoy, to Donna, to Chris, to everyone in the building. It's good to see everybody once again. My name is Michael Blake, and to your question, I'm running because it is simply too expensive in New York City, and we got to change the game. I'm here to say very clearly that there are specific things that we can and we need to do consistently. First and foremost, if we really want to have affordable housing and affordable opportunities, we need to stop the racist discriminatory practice of utilizing credit scores, because credit scores are the reason why you can't get access to too many homes right now. We need to make sure we increase income limits, because too often you have to be rich or poor enough to get access to a home, and it's not right. We have to be very clear that ICE has no business at our places of worship, in our schools, in our community centers, and at Rikers Island. We have to be very consistently clear that we should not have a scenario where we have $1.4 billion of the NYPD for excessive overtime. Maybe if we had 1,000 mental health professionals addressing public safety rather than the cops who are not trained in that, we can actually change the game of what's going on in our communities. We can pay for this vision by making sure we pay our nonprofits on time, with a vacant apartment tax so that you're not waiting any longer, by reclaiming unclaimed fees and fines, and saying we could change the game. So again, my name is Michael Blake. I'm asking for your vote, and if you want the handsome Jamaican that's married, that's ready to do some things, rank me #1 as mayor. Let's go do this, everybody, right now.
Good evening. Good evening. I am Dr. Selma Bartholomew, and yes, I am on the ballot for mayor of New York City. I say that, thank you so much. My work is in education. I've got a doctorate from Fordham University in leadership. I earned a bachelor's degree in mathematics and physics from Lehman College, but I know that, and I also have 2 masters. My work has been in education for more than 30 years, really helping schools transform and to really build communities. Why the mayor race for me? I stepped into the race because, one, I'm not the traditional Democrat. I'm bringing a fresh, new voice. And what I want to say to you, New Yorkers, is that my mission is around winning our children and our city back. Win them back from what? Well, the name Selma, I know that you believe, certainly connects with the Martin Luther King movement because you think that you had a nonviolent movement. But in reality, it was a movement around passive violence. So it's passive violence to say that we have over 200,000 children who are incarcerated in our country. Imagine the City College has 20,000 students. That means that that is over 10 campuses of young people, of children, whose promise, right, is being stolen through passive violence. And so what I would like to talk to you today is about building ecosystems, not poverty mindset, but really building businesses across the city.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Good evening. Let me thank the organizations and my colleagues for joining us here tonight. You know, I don't talk about this as just a candidate for mayor, as just a state senator. My parents came to this country 50 years ago, came across the ocean from Costa Rica, undocumented immigrants when they got to this city, worked in factories to put food on the table. My dad became a teacher, taught special education in the Bronx for 22 years. My mom, a nurse, a healthcare professional, opened up a small business. They sent me to public schools, were union members, fought for opportunity in this city. Their son was able to become a lawyer, a state senator, and candidate for mayor because that is what New York City is about. It is about that opportunity. But right now, that opportunity is under threat, not just from the federal government, but because this is a city that is not affordable and not livable. So here's what I plan to do. Deliver 1 million homes over the next 10 years so everyone can have a place to live and drive down the cost of housing. I want universal after school so our kids can have a safe place to be and also to grow and be everything they have been intended to be. I want our streets and our subways to be safe, and I want to stand up to this bully, because look, I'm from Brooklyn, y'all, and anyone that pushes us, we gotta push back. We cannot accept this bully in the White House. I plan to push back.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening to all organizations, particularly the NAACP. I am taught by Mama Dukes, coming out of the NAACP Jamaica branch. Southside, we outside all day in Jamaica, Queens. So my name is Adrienne Adams. I am the Speaker of the New York City Council. I am a wife, a mother, and a grandmother who wants the best for her family. I see the same thing that all of you see when you open your front door. I am an everyday New Yorker, just like you are, born and raised in New York City by union hands. My father drove an 18-wheeler for UPS, and my mother was a correction officer. They were both proud union workers, and they raised us in Queens, New York. And so when I open my front door, I live the life of my neighbor. If I didn't know what my neighbor was living through, I would have no business representing them in the city of New York. But I am running to be your mayor because I am already doing the work of the only one on this stage that has already successfully negotiated 3 city budgets and now working on my 4th to protect all of you, 8.5 million people of the city of New York. The only one on this stage that does not need a manual, because on day one I'm already ready. I've had to step into leadership positions when our mayor could not or would not lead this city. It has been myself that has jumped into that leadership position to lead this city very effectively. I'm ready to do it as mayor.
Thank you. Thank you.